Did you know that marketers are probably the most innovative people out there? And yet, the things that we do are oftentimes overlooked, undervalued, underappreciated? Well, it's time for us to change that narrative. It's time for everyone, especially our business leaders and our finance leaders, to understand the power of marketing. Well, I'm Rosgia. I'm the founder of the Renaissance Marketer Mindset, but also someone who's been driving growth at major companies like Amazon, American Express, Citi, you name it. Now, driving growth is super important for a business because, well, what does a business want to do? They want to keep growing. They might not want to grow at super speeds like they did when they were startup, but they definitely don't want to be in the decline. And so as they're thinking about driving growth, and they'll start looking at, well, which people, which disciplines, which functions are really helping me drive growth. Marketing is the number one growth driver. And yet a lot of people don't think like that. And finance and business leaders might not even believe that. When you use the Renaissance marketer mindset, you're going to be able to stand out from the fray and become indispensable. How? Well, the Renaissance marketer mindset is comprised of three pillars. The first one is being multidisciplined. Second is thinking long-term like an investor. And third, it's about balancing the art and science of marketing. I go into much more detail in another video, so definitely check that out. But I want to bring it up because I wanted to show just how innovative marketing can be. Let me give you a case study. The setting is 2016, and you're standing in the middle of Times Square looking up at a billboard. And the billboard says, "Dear person who played sorry 42 times on Valentine's Day, what did you do?" This is the famous scene for Spotify's first ever year-end review campaign, where they took all these streaming data and turned them into witty, funny, and very memorable stories and moments that were very human and resonated with a lot of us. In order for these marketers to be able to do something so innovative and different, they had to have the Renaissance marketer mindset. First, being multidisciplined. They had to work with data scientists to figure out all of the data out there. What was actually usable? How do we look at interesting insights from all of these pieces of raw data? Two, they had to think long term. Their whole campaign had nothing to do with Spotify and streaming at this moment. Instead, it was about finding these moments in which people had already streamed and indicating not only were people streaming a ton, but there were some moments that really, well, brought us all together. They're moments that we recognize and we also do. They're moments that we've also shared and probably have had privately. Now, all of that was a brand play, and that brand equity actually paid off over time because in a post-campaign YouGov study, they saw that a number of different aspects grew. Ad awareness grew by 5 points, and the younger demographic actually had word of mouth grow more than 16 points, meaning everybody was talking about it because this was kind of like the first time that all of us were seeing these funny data points from large data sets. And the third pillar is all about balancing the art and science of marketing. Well, in order for this campaign to happen, the marketers of Spotify had to work with data science, had to pull data and use it. But instead of just putting out numbers that no one would care about, they made sure to work with creatives to really build human stories that resonated with all of us. So the moral of that story is when you use the Renaissance marketer mindset, you're going to be able to innovate and come up with concepts that are different. And that innovation will drive growth, will drive business metrics, and you become indispensable. If you're looking for more interesting insights and case studies, check out my new book, Growth Marketing Strategy. It's got lots of those great stories, great case studies, but it's also got a whole roadmap on how do you drive growth in different parts of the business life cycle, as well as different types of economic situations. And definitely follow more because I will be sharing more of these insights in the next couple of weeks. Talk soon.